Could you stay in a marriage knowing you were someone's second choice? That's what I had to ask myself after overhearing my wife's devastating confession. Her ex-boyfriend had passed away recently, and she asked if her old friends could gather at our house to remember him while I was at work. I didn't think twice and said yes. That day, a storm sent us home early, and I quietly slipped into the house, trying not to disturb anyone. As I made my way to the bedroom, I overheard her in the living room talking to her friends. One of them asked about her ex and how he'd been after they broke up. She said he'd reached out to her years ago, struggling and living in a trailer. Then came the gut punch. I thought about leaving my husband back then. I wanted to, but I had to settle because he's stable. I didn't have a choice. I froze. Then she added, I wish I could have left, but it wasn't realistic. I felt like a stranger in my own home. That night, I went to bed without saying a word. The next morning, I left without even a goodbye. I needed space to process what I'd heard. Later, when she called, I told her what I'd overheard. I expected regret, an apology, something, but instead she doubled down. It's not my fault you weren't good enough, she said. I made sacrifices to stay. Would you stay with someone who sees you as a last resort? I couldn't.